What you're about to see is a video of Olivia and I explaining what went into our engagement and how I proposed to her, all the planning that went in, because it gets a bit complicated. Before that, I think we should start at the beginning. Whoa, time capsule. Today is July 10th, 2021. Olivia, if you're watching this, I just have to say I love you so much. You mean the world to me, and as I've been thinking about this, on this whole drive home, I'm driving back to camp, I fall more and more in love with you every day, and I just had to record this. Guys, enjoy my proposal to Olivia, but in the future, when you're watching, not right now. I'm not proposing today, back now. I don't know why I'm doing this. It makes sense when you're watching it, I'm sure. Olivia, I love you. I cannot believe I get to propose to you and get to marry you if you say yes.
Hey guys, I got these really cool and fun pants on.
Olivia's got fun pants.
Are you recording?
Yeah. Oh. Hey guys, so a couple weeks ago we got engaged, and we don't actually have the ring right now.
I know, I always thought about putting my hand up, but I was...
Because, it's getting resized. It was a little... Olivia has very small fingers.
I do.
We found out. We thought we'd just take a look back at the video that our good friend Jack made and kind of just talk about the story of what happened. I am driving out to see Olivia's dad, and today I'm going to ask if I can marry Olivia. I'm going to go and I'm going to tell him how much I love his daughter and that I want to marry her. And yeah, I'm very excited. It's March 18th, and within the next month, as long as everything goes according to plan, within the month, Olivia and I will be engaged. So, getting very close. I just got done talking to Kevin, Olivia's dad, and we had a good conversation, and he gave me his blessing in asking Olivia to marry him. Her, what am I saying? Marry me. So, gonna be proposing in the next few weeks. What am I saying? In the next month. So, I'm very excited, if you can't tell.
Okay, so pretty much I guess it was probably a couple months ago, Carson had texted me and was like, oh, I'm going to Stella's, or our friends are taking me to Stella's, which is just an ice cream place around here. And you can say what happened.
So we got there, and I basically, as you saw in the video before, that video was actually right the same afternoon from the video that you just saw. And so I had just that morning asked Olivia's dad, Kevin, if I could ask her to marry me. And so I hadn't told anyone. Shout out to Bailey and Kaylee, two of my coworkers. It's funny that rhymes. But and I might have told someone else, but I had told them that I was going to ask. And so I was in the car with Mitchell and Tucker, and I was just like, hey guys, can I tell you something that I haven't told really anyone yet? And they were like, sure. And I was like, oh, this morning I asked Olivia's dad if I could marry her. And they freaked out, and they were both super excited. And then they were like, well, when are you going to ask her? And how are you going to ask her? And I was like, well, I have this idea of this plan that I want to do, but I don't really know if it'll work. So I don't really know how to pull it off. And it was 3 or 4 weeks before my birthday. 3 weeks? 4 weeks? I think 4 weeks. Something like that. 4 weeks before my birthday. And I was planning on doing it either the night of my birthday or the night after. I had told Olivia that I didn't really want to do some big, birthday party.
Well, originally you had suggested... Okay, this is, kind of not part of it, but, my original idea had been to throw Carson a surprise party. Long before this, months ago, beginning of the year, I was like, I should throw him a surprise party. But then one day, Carson was like, oh, let's do something at Mitchell's. And it's that was my whole idea, was to do something at Mitchell's for the surprise party. So then I was like, oh, okay, and I think I just straight up told you. I was like, I was going to plan you a surprise party, but if you want to do that...
Because I was like, yeah, I don't know that I really... Maybe just we hang out with Mitchell or something, some friends at his house.
Yeah, you were like, let's just do, some friends at his house.
Something small.
And so we were like, okay.
And so I was like, I told Mitchell and Tucker, I said, hey, I told her I didn't really want to do anything. Could you ask your dad, Mitchell, about doing a party on either the 15th or 16th of April? Mitchell called his dad right then, and I was like, what if it could be a surprise party for me, though? And so that was what I was trying to get Mitchell.
I don't know how you came up with that.
I don't know how I came up with it, to be honest.
Like, now that I think, I'm like, how do you think of it, like, to be a surprise party?
It just came to me. I was
smart.
like,
It's good.
Mitchell, reach out, because we were about to go on spring break, too. This was, like, 2 days before we left. This was a Friday afternoon. We were leaving a Sunday morning for California.
Oh, really?
For spring break.
I didn't realize it was that soon before.
Yeah, it was a few days before. Long story short, Mitchell reached out over spring break to Olivia, as I told him to.
Yeah, okay, wait, I can talk about this part. So we were sitting, like, by the pool, and then we were, like, talking, I think, just about your birthday and how it was coming up. And I was like, so we'll probably, like, do something at your house, right? But, like, Mitchell told me, he was like, well, my dad was like, what if we, like, made it a surprise party somehow? And so we, like, talked about it, and he's like, okay, so, like, I'll tell Carson that, like, it doesn't work to have it at my house that weekend, that we can do something small, but we can't have, like, a birthday party. And so I'll tell him that, like, we can't do that, and so then we can just, like, flip it around and be like, oh, we actually are doing that. And so pretty much, like, he reached out to Carson and was like, oh, you know, well, he probably didn't actually reach out. He probably just, now that I think about it, he really didn't reach out. He probably just told you what I said.
Yeah.
But, like, Carson told me, he was like, oh, Mitchell said, like, we couldn't have something at his house this weekend. So I just asked Carson, I was like, oh, would you let me just, like, figure out the evening and just, like, let it be up to me? Me and Mitchell would meet to talk about the surprise party, and then, like, Carson and Mitchell would meet to, like, talk about what I had said, so that, like, we knew what was going on. So, like, Mitchell and I had this whole idea for, like, a camping theme, and so we, like, hang out in the backyard, have a bonfire, stuff like that.
Which at this point, I was like, sure, whatever you guys want to plan. The whole thing is, I wanted to keep who knew that I was going to be proposing literally 15 minutes before we got to his house for the surprise birthday party. I wanted as little people who would be there of our friends to know that I had done that or was going to do that.
So, like, we, like, made this whole group chat, and we were like, don't tell Carson because it's a secret and stuff like that. It was a pretty big surprise party, and, like, it's just funny because I was trying to put everything together. I was, like, asking people to bring, like, snacks, like, stuff like that, and we were, like, coordinating what time they need to get there. Like, well, I obviously knew that Carson was going to propose soon. I didn't know when, but I knew it was going to be soon. And so, like, we were kind of, like, having this weird disconnect, I feel like, for a couple weeks. Because, like, I was keeping a secret, or thought I was keeping a secret, trying to keep a secret, about the surprise party. And, like, he was keeping a secret about the proposal. And so it had been, like, this weird vibe between both of us. Because, like, we both knew that we were, like, keeping a secret from each other. But, like, it was just weird. I don't know.
Weird.
It was really weird.
I just had to do a lot. So there was a surprise for her because she was getting proposed to. There's a surprise to everyone at the birthday party, but there was also a surprise because I was getting Olivia's sister to be
right
from Texas.
Oh, and his sister was here, like, that
and my
weekend.
sister.
She got here, like, the day before, I think. I don't know, like, I had, for a long time before, I had thought that it was gonna be on your birthday. So I had suspicion before that it was gonna be on his birthday, but by the time that it got to his birthday, I was so focused on the surprise party that, like, and so just, like, I guess worried about it in a sense, that I just
right. Well, and that was
wasn't
kind of
thinking about the proposal that much.
That was the kind of the key, and the whole point of my plan was Olivia's not. Well, she puts off that she's not easy to surprise. I think you're easier to surprise than you think, but in my head, I was like, okay, she's not going to be surprised. She expects it's coming soon. If I ask her to go out to dinner or do anything, I mean, it's going to be obvious, right? So my thought process was, I need to keep her so distracted with something else and not on what we're doing.
Yeah.
So
fast forward to his actual birthday.
All right, the day of. Well, guys, it's Thursday, April 14th, and tomorrow is the big day. I've been counting it down. It's on my calendar. Well, technically I put a heart on every day of my calendar this month because I didn't want Olivia to see it, but tomorrow's the day. I'm really excited. I'm nervous. It's been super rainy and snowy, so I'm just praying that the weather is nice tomorrow. It's supposed to be nicer than it has been the last few days, which is amazing. That's good, because the last few days have been crappy weather-wise. But yeah, everything's coming together. I'm really praying that the parts that are still kind of moving pieces are able to come together. But Mitchell and I have worked hard. He's been my number 2 in trying to figure out how to pull this off with all sorts of things. I'm so excited. It's tomorrow. It's almost here. Yeah, I got my friend Jack, longtime family friend, to video and take photos, and so you'll be seeing those in a second. Man, I'm just so excited. He does a great job with stuff, and so got him to do this. I just want it to be tomorrow already.
Day of, well, I was just stressed in general because this was happening, but I was like, trying to keep a secret, and I like didn't really want to get my nails done that day, but it was like the only open appointment that I had to book like a week before or something like that. And so like I didn't want to make the day about me, and I didn't want him to have to like sit there while I got my nails done on my birthday, and no, on his birthday.
Wait.
And so I like was trying to convince him. I was like, can we do this a different day, because like I don't want you to have to sit here with me while I get my nails done. And he was like, no, like let's do it today, it's okay, like it'll be my treat. And I was like, okay. And like at this point I feel like I should have known, but I was
pushing for you to get your nails done.
And I definitely did think about the fact that maybe it was going to be that day, but I was like, I just don't understand when he would be able to do it, because I was so convinced that you had no idea about the surprise party at this point.
You were convinced that that you were in control of all the plans. Okay, so you're getting your nails done.
I was getting my nails done, and then we went to my house, and then this is funny. So we were going to the driving range because Carson and Carolyn and Tanner had never golfed before, so I thought it would be fun to golf. And we got there, and then we only golfed for like 45 minutes, but we came back, and then we were going to change into our nice clothes for Good Friday service. My mom was like, no, don't go change in there. And I was like, why? And she was like, because it's so messy. And I was like, I don't care. I went in there to go change, and like apparently my sister had been in my parents' closet. So inside my parents' bathroom is like their walk-in closet, and it has like a door, so she was in there with the door shut. My mom was like trying to convince me not to go in there because she thought I would see my sister. But I like went in there, I didn't know anything. Like again, I was just distracted. I went in there, I changed, I did my makeup. Little did I know my sister is just in the closet in the back of the bathroom. But yeah, we came out, we had like a nice dinner. At this point I was like coordinating with like Tanner and Carolyn how to get like Carson not to see like all of our sleepover stuff in the back. Then we went to church, and then this is where it gets so good. So we went to church. I like wanted to kill time before we went to Mitchell's house because I wanted everyone to be able to be there and hiding when we got there. So I was like, oh yeah, let's go to Krispy Kreme, let's go to Dutch Bros.
Which is funny because in our plan, the plan was for me to text Mitchell when the service was about to be over, and for Mitchell to text Carolyn and Olivia both at the same time, which he didn't do the plan. He was supposed to say, hey, not everyone's here yet. You need to buy time.
See, but he didn't say that. He was telling me to rush.
I know.
Then they were like, well, let's go take pictures, because we were all dressed up, and Carson had just got his new camera, and we were like, yeah, that makes sense.
And all throughout the day, I had been like, I kind of want to get, like,
yeah, that's true.
birthday photos. I kept saying that, and then, but I always said it when I knew there wouldn't be enough time. Mm-hmm. So that we wouldn't be able to, but you'd think I wanted to.
Smart. And so then we so we're driving around, and we're like, oh, like let's find a good place. And I think at first I was like, let's take them outside of the church, and you guys were like,
I was like, no.
You guys were like, no.
I don't want to take them outside
and
the
then
church.
Carolyn and Tanner were like, oh, we went running at this park this morning, and it was really pretty, like let's go take pictures there. And I was like, I didn't really know what park they were talking about at first, even though I had been to this park. Carolyn was driving, so I was like, well, okay, whatever. We went to this park, and I don't know how you guys made this seem so spontaneous, the way that, like, they had really gone on a run there this morning. But, like, the way you guys all talked about it, I was just like, it seemed so spontaneous. We're losing daylight.
Turns out we're losing daylight quickly. Turns out we're going to a park.
Take pictures really quick.
To take some pictures.
We're all dressed up.
Yeah.
You're like, don't have your face in it.
I know. It's not zoomed out enough.
Krispy Kreme.
Still my birthday.
Busy.
I doubt
Focused
it
on you,
would
not
be.
me. Oh, there we go.
It's late at night.
dog should be happy.
Yeah. I guess most people don't want donuts.
So we get there and we drive in and we park. And then like I remember like getting out and Carol and Tanner like taking longer to get out. And so I got out and I remember being like, "Oh, I'm cold. Like, can we make this quick?" And you were like, "Okay, yeah." And I was like in a dress.
I was
and
like,
stuff.
"Oh yeah, we'll be quick." And I was like, "Well, there's like a pond over here. Let's go over by the pond." I think I see like
I
a
was like,
fountain.
"Oh, that's pretty." So I start walking towards the fountain. I see like rose petals on the ground and like a "Marry Me" sign. In my head first, like I've witnessed a lot of like proposals because I used to
I
live.
don't think I've seen a single one.
I used to live by like multiple beaches, and so especially in the summer, I'd see lots of proposals. Say it, but I definitely thought it. I was like, "We're gonna witness a proposal. Like somebody's getting proposed to." It was like we started walking closer, and then there's like this big C and an O, and I was like, "Wait." And so we keep walking closer, and I was like, "Oh my gosh!" I remember just like covering my face, and like I was like kind of laughing, like nervous giggle. I don't even know. We kept walking over there, and then we got down on one knee, and yeah.
Yep. Then the video.
We were giving everyone hugs, and so like this, which is at the end of the video, and then my sister walks out, and I like scream because I had no idea that my sister was there. That was like wasn't the biggest surprise of it all, but that's just really added to it. It was very exciting, and that's the proposal.
And that's what happened.